there is free movement of citizens of countries that are members of the European Union.
Right.
And what that has done is it has seen a significant number of East Europeans move into Britain to seek work. And because of the rules, they can do that without any restriction, unlike, for instance, a Kenyan. And the jobs they've taken are jobs that some British were not willing to do. Or if they were willing to do, they wanted to do them at a certain wage. And the Eastern Europeans were willing to take a lower wage, which is what Nigel Farage was referring to there in terms of the wages coming down.
Right.
And this is an issue that has been percolating, has been simmering in British society for a significant period of time now. And I guess this referendum helped crystallize the issue for significant numbers of voters.
All right. Kenyans have been following this, Gishinga, and wondering what is happening. What does this mean for Kenya? What does this mean for Kenya?
I think just to put it into perspective,
yes.
This is actually the second time that the British public is asked to vote on the issue of membership to the EU. The first time was in 1975, only 2 years after the UK joined the EU. So it's been brewing over such a long time. So what we saw today was just a fruition of what has happened, the frustration. For the Kenyans, I believe immediately we're going to see an exchange rate concern, because obviously Kenyan exporters and importers are severely influenced by the Kenya shilling GBP exchange rate.
Right.
So for a pound to devalue is actually better off for Kenyans, but worse off for the Kenyans in the UK, who now their pound can only go a bit less further than it could have yesterday. So that would be the immediate impact. But in terms of immigration, in terms of citizenship, I expect to see, Kenya and Britain have had a colonial relationship. And for the most part, I don't expect to see that changing anytime soon, whether Britain is in the EU or outside of the EU. However, in terms of, I would say, export of goods, because a lot of the Kenyan flowers, they go to Amsterdam,
right,
and from Amsterdam go into London. The question is that free flow going to be affected, especially for the horticulture industry? So I think it's going to unfold slowly by slowly. And also, maybe I should also add that the UK is still in the EU today. It's going to take about 2 to 3 years for the process of
right,
exiting, because I think there's a confusion out there. I think a lot of people believe that there is actually, today they are out of the EU. That's not the case. It will take about 2 years before the legal mechanisms are activated.
Kenya exports horticulture,
right,
and tourism,
right,
to the UK. So that's a bad thing for us.
Right.
But it's a good and like for Kenyans who borrowed, for example, against or in sterling pound, that's good for them, right? So
correct,
it's a kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
All right. Maliti, do you see any danger to the Kenyans living or working in the UK? Is this new feeling of nationalism in Britain, will it put them in any kind of danger or for them to be, to be uncomfortable living or working in the UK?
I think in the immediate term, anybody who is a foreigner, Kenyan or Pakistani or Bulgarian,